Shout out Jake. What are some indicators that you're letting your emotions get in the way of your business?
When your first reason of not wanting to do something is because you care about someone else or the thought of what somebody else would think. It's no longer based off of production, income, systems and shit. If it works, right? It's not based off of results. It's based off of how you feel about something, right? Yeah, it's not based off of data. It's based off of the emotions of upsetting someone or hurting someone's feelings. Things like that. Like if you can't prove it, bro, like it like at the end of the day, like it's black or white when it comes to business. There's no gray.
This is why I'm so big on data, not drama. Because even though I am cutthroat, like at a time, like then you can't even feel comfortable with your decision because you're always going to get pushback.
100%.
You're always going to get pushback, and if you can be like, okay, no, here's the numbers. Looking at this, tell me why the fuck we should keep you here.
Would you keep yourself?
Would you keep yourself?
You can't do that if you don't have no data.
Exactly.
Because then at that point, it seems like it's an emotional decision. You're letting me go because you don't like the way that I pushed back in this instance or that I stood up for myself. No, we're letting you go because of this.
And fuck, if you did push back your attitude problems, then it's not worth my fucking headaches.
But at least you can put it on something else, right? You got some data.
But if you have bad data, you got fucking attitude problems, and then I'm sure there's something else you don't show up on time.
Yeah.
Like, bro, it's time.
And that's why, like, as football coaches, like when we get a lot of like scrutiny from like parents or just people in the stands and stuff like that, what I love the most about it is, bro, it all comes down to, hey, we got film. We can always hop on a Zoom call. You can always come sit down with me. We can look at exactly what it is. I'll tell you what the play is. I'll tell you what their assignment is. And from that point, you tell me if you play that kid.
That's hard as a football coach. That's why I never want to coach Little League. Because like I'd be okay, well, how many plays did you make, bro? How many tackles do you have? Like,
honestly, I don't give a shit. And I've said it during the practice. I'm like, bro, I don't give a fuck about your feelings. We can talk about that outside of football. But like, you have to really, and it all comes down with like in a business, you talk about core values, right? Same thing on a football team. What's our goals? What are we looking to accomplish this year?
Yep.
Right. And so we have a team now, and it's just like their goal is to win Valley Championship. And I'm telling you, I mean, we're good enough to fucking do it.
Are you at North? Clovis?
I'm at Clovis High. Don't ever disrespect me like that. We just beat North.
Did you really?
Yes.
Well, who is it? Parnagian's kid.
I don't know. I don't know nobody over there. So, you know what I mean? So anything that I do or when just coaching, it's just like it's a child. Like you don't know shit about shit. You don't know shit about shit. You want to win a championship? Have you won one already? You haven't. I have. And this is how we did it. So when I'm telling you to finish through a line, I'm telling you to not jump off the all these little things, all those little things that you don't think is important. That was the difference between a 3-7 team and a freaking Mountain West Championship team. That was the difference. The little shit.
Legitimately. But the only thing is, like, when you say that, right, I feel like I'm listening to my old coach who was like outdated and didn't adjust with the times.
Oh, but football, see, but here's the thing. That shit don't, like, I get the kids change for football, but the way that you win as a team, that shit's the same.
Yes.
So you can say that, yes, they're a little bit more sensitive, or yes, we don't run kids into the ground, but football is discipline. Football is very military-ish because you can't have two people carry you to win a championship.
No, like you can't. It's not like basketball.
It's not like basketball. It's not like baseball where you can have a pitcher who can come in and freaking hit dingers and go shut people out. Football, it relies on everybody.
Right. Well, and it's so easy to get exposed, dude. Like if you have a bad left guard, you can just set up stunts to fucking get the matchup you want and fuck them up all the time.
And if you have good coaches, you can protect that weakness too. You know what I mean? To an extent. You know what I'm saying? But it takes buy-in. It takes people being on the same page, having the same goal. Because if we don't have the same goal, then there's no way that we can get there.
Yeah.
Because you got to care just as much as the next person. So the biggest thing is clarifying what's our goal? Where are we trying to get? You know, and then what happened is we had some losses that we shouldn't have had. And we go back and we look at it, and it's practice habits. Like, where have you, like these couple plays is why we didn't win. Where have we ever coached on that?
But that's on you. Like,
in practice habits? No. You can't want it more than kids want it. You can only do so much. Like, you can tell a quarterback to pull a ball on his own based off of his read, but I can't go pull pull the ball for him in the game.
So what do you mean by practice habits then?
It's practice habits, the little things, jogging off the field, jogging on the field.
I feel like that's on the coach to enforce it.
Yes, to an extent. But it becomes, again, if we have the same common goal on our championship team, we handled that as players. At some point, they have to take over it.
Yes, I'll give you
a coach can't be on you though. Like if it has to be that way, it's not important enough to you, which means at some point in the game, it'll show up in the game.
That's what.
But those things is we can teach you these things and we can tell you how it should handle. I can tell you, hey, let's go jog off the field. Hey, jog on the field. Hey, no walking, don't walk. You know what I mean? Like all those little things. But at some point, someone has to tell someone, hey, bro, you got to fucking show up or you got to run.
So is it, then you haven't developed the leaders on your team to hold other people accountable?
Yes.
Okay. Like, I mean, that's what it turns into, right? That's what's hard about JUCO football. Mm-hmm. You only have people who are going to be there for like 1 to 2 years. There's no
leadership, and COVID didn't help.
Yeah,
you know, because we got a senior team with only 6 games of experience from last year. You know, so the seniors that we have on this team, they played. A couple of them played as sophomores extensively, but you know, what's your sophomore year like? Really, like that's a blur. It happens so fast. Your junior year is really the most productive year you have as a football player. So you take that away and you get 6 games. That just goes.
Do you guys get a full season this year?
We get a full season this year in playoffs.
Are you guys going to win it or what? Like, what's it looking like? Are you guys in the playoffs?
As of now, we are.
How many more games you got left?
Probably like 5. We're like 4-2.
Bro, I stayed
5
up
and 2.
I stayed up and watched that Fresno State game and lost my shit.
Hawaii.
Against Hawaii.
Yeah.
Oh my God. I was so pissed. I woke Kalani up. They fucking lost.
I told my father-in-law that's the worst. That's the worst. I said that's the worst place to go lose in Hawaii. And then I said I didn't realize how spoiled I sound right now when I say that. I said, but you can't charter a plane out of Hawaii. I'm like, so you're in the airport.
It's hard to go to Hawaii and win though. Like they win a lot of home games because
they're a good team.
But you're always thrown out of your mental. Yeah. You're in Hawaii.
And most people haven't been to Hawaii.
Most people haven't been to Hawaii.
So it don't matter if you're like, it's a business trip. Like, no, fuck you. Like, I've been in California my whole life. I ain't never seen Hawaii. This dope. Right? You know what I mean? So exposure. You get exposed to new things, and sometimes it's overwhelming in a sense. But that's kind of what I had told with my father-in-law. I was just like, you know, we charter everywhere we go. So, you know, it's literally the bus pulls onto the damn
tarmac,
bro, and we get off, hop right onto the plane. I'm like, Hawaii coming back is the only place we never did it at. You know, you actually have to go through the term. You charter to there, like just how we always leave from here, right? We charter to Hawaii, but when after the game in Hawaii, you actually have to go through the airport terminal to get onto the airplane.